So the Godot C# Community Game Jam was a game jam that I hosted. I largely forgot about it, I think, when I started doing choreographer. But I started at an HIO. There were a lot of people who joined and 2 entries that were submitted. Um, and I promised that I would make a video for all of the games that were submitted. So that's what this is going to be. It's a stream, and I'm going to cut it down for the games themselves after this is over. And I'm going to trip over my words because it's a stream and I'm terrified. What this is just, it was a game jam. I started a Twitter community for Godot C#, and it was to kind of share the love of using C# with Godot, because that's one of my favorite things. I really enjoy GDScript, but I enjoy C# a bit more, mainly because I can use interfaces and I can really take advantage of the strong typing that GDScript doesn't have. And in some ways, not being strongly typed is an advantage of GDScript, and so sometimes GDScript is actually a better choice. But for most of the time, I'm mostly comfortable with Java, and C# is very similar. So, for the most part, this game jam followed the Ludum Dare rules, and it was a 72 working hours jam. So instead of continuous 72 hours, one weekend, it lasted the entire month of October. And you were supposed to track yourself and make sure that you didn't go over that hour time. But if you were working or you were a student or for whatever reason you couldn't devote a continuous amount of time, you could just do a few hours here and there. Added some tutorial references and different kinds of concepts that are necessary for a game jam, as well as information on the forums. I was hoping some people might also do reviews of the games. It wasn't a very big game jam, so I don't expect anyone else to, honestly. But I'm still doing it because it's something I promised. And so there were the 2 entries there. There's Tamer Clicker and Robotic Hell. And so I think we're going to start with Tamer Clicker because that one actually runs in the window here. So we're going to pause the music in case this has music itself. Okay. And for this game jam, the theme was shelter. And I can click anywhere. So I think I just have to click a lot to get. And so now I do 2 damage per click. So it looks like if I kill enough of a specific type of enemy, I get to have them as a pet. That's an adorable animation. I love that. Okay, so now it unlocks because I defeated the boss to enter it, I believe. I think that's how that works. And so there's a lot of goblins, so I might be getting a goblin pet. I'm having a hard time seeing how this fits the theme of shelter. Um, I'm not really creating a shelter. I'm not really sheltering from the enemies. I'm just kind of on a killing spree, is what it seems. And because it's a clicker, I'm just clicking a lot. I'm going from spot to spot, killing a lot of things. Yeah, and now that I have a pet, I don't even have to click myself. And so if I kill enough, I can get another goblin pet, and I think I want a slime pet, so I'll go back here and just burn through this and get all the money. And does Bob count as a goblin? Yes, yes he does. Or does he? I don't know. And so I'm just going around murdering things, getting a ton of money. And I can go here and the goblin horde. Okay. And just because I can, I think I will be playing this to completion. I don't know if my chat view has gone kaput because I actually can't see anything, even older messages that I know were sent. That's weird. This is going swimmingly for a first stream, definitely. Okay. Okay. Now it works, of course. There we go. Sweet. All right. And now I have so many kills and everything because I was busy fixing my stream. That's fun. I wish there were names to these areas. I can see kind of the pixel art and I can see like the background is like that. But here it's kind of a plains, kind of I can see the wall of the castle and it looks like a path and maybe some fields where some crops are growing. Maybe those pixels there are like a person. Um, I've killed Bob so many times. I feel so bad for them. I'm not even actively doing it anymore. There's a part of me, and this is really like dumb. There's a part of me that wishes that there was a grabbable thing right here that I could drag to slide this UI element up and down. Um, I actually know there's a element in Godot to do that with, which is really useful. I used it in This Metal Heart Still Beats, which was my submission to Ludum Dare. And you can actually call a function called collapse, and what it'll do is it'll collapse it down. Because this was actually made for mobile, obviously. And I think there's an APK, so if I wanted to, I could even download this on my phone because I use Android, which is really cool to make a mobile compliant game for a game jam. Um, I think it'd be cool if this could scroll up and down and kind of appear and hide, um, because you're not using it all the time. It's a specific use case that you want to use it. I'd like to play this through because I think I have time. Okay, and so this is like a bridge over a river, and so we're getting some more aquatic creatures. I see. I see. I don't like murdering the giant turtles, though. What are they even doing? They look helpless. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure if I'm just the bad person here, just killing the wildlife. Were the goblins even hurting anyone? I mean, oh, that's 2,000. It's a bit small, it's hard to see. I think if I had a way to make it bigger, that might be nice. I don't know what this is. I love the tongue, it's so adorable. And I love the little animation where it would eat the flies. I'm wondering if there's a story component to this. Is there a reason I'm doing this? I'm not saying that's necessary for the game for the jam, just I'm playing a game, so I'm asking these questions. Why am I killing, 30 turtles, 150 crabs, generations of goblins, and probably more slimes than exist? And I'm gonna get carpal tunnel in my finger from this. I'm doing this on a computer instead of a phone. This game is interesting, and I used to play clicker games a lot when I was younger. Um, I didn't have anything to do, and I couldn't pay for most of the more advanced games. Um, and so this is kind of reminding me of those kinds of games because most of them are free. So at this point, it's like I'm suddenly hitting a wall. Because in the first few levels, I was breezing through enemies, I was doing just fine, and now I'm reaching a point where I'm not killing things fast enough, or I'm not getting enough gold back, or I'm not getting enough pets. Like I have to get 150 crabs. I'm only halfway there on the turtles, and these are taking a while to die. At least the ones that I need. The crabs are fine, but like I have to get about 130 more. Um, I'm talking like I'm talking to the developers mainly just because when I put this in a video, I'm hoping the creators of the games will see the video and get some feedback. I'm trying to give that. I feel like that's the most important part of game jams is getting some quality feedback. Um, so I'm able to give feedback. The quality might be questionable, but it's feedback. I wish I had a macro on the mouse to click for me. I would say, and I'm already feeling the effects of it, a nice feature that would be more for the accessibility side um, is maybe an auto click. So if you hold down, like if I were to click and hold, it would automatically click at a certain rate. That would be helpful. And then even if you wanted to make it fair, then you could limit clicks to that rate. And so if you tried to click a bunch, like Minecraft when they changed their combat, um, like if you made it so that if you click and then you click too soon, it just skips that click. And ideally gives some kind of feedback as to why it's skipping it. What that would do is that would help when I can go to the next place. But I almost have murdered enough innocent turtles. How fun. Um, trying not to think too hard about that half of it. Um, yeah, I think having the auto click would be a good accessibility feature for this kind of game. I don't know if it's that common for clicker games. I think half of the challenge is how long your fingers can hold out, because you're clicking repeatedly for. I mean, I don't even know how long I've been going. It's been almost half an hour, so I'm already getting tired. It's So let's double check the description. Not a lot of information. I wonder if because I know a lot of clicker games will do the damage per second while you're away from the game. Um, and so if you were to download it as an app down here, um, does it defeat a lot of enemies for you, and then some hours go by and you can come back and have all your gold, have all the kills to get your pets that you want, that kind of stuff. I wonder if that would be how this operates. I'm not entirely sure. And the scale on the difficulty curve, I think is what I would put it. I think it's exactly right for a mobile game. Not that I like it, but it's fairly normal for a mobile game. Is It starts out really easy and you get a lot of dopamine and you get addicted and you're having fun, and then it kind of ramps it up really quickly. And so like these first two levels were basically a breeze. The third one started to ramp it up, and then the last one here really ramped it up. And I think, well, the last one here I haven't even done actually. So I'm already hitting a wall here. This is adorable. I love this. Um, but that's the kind of thing I've seen a lot with like free mobile games is they start out easy, so you get your dopamine, you get addicted, you really enjoy it, and then it gets hard so that it takes hours and hours. And usually what they do in addition then is they say, "Oh, are you having trouble? Spend $5 and you can unlock this or that." And so then through the power of frustration, either a lot of players will quit or they'll pay money and then you get money. And that's how they'll make their money. I'll say the same word over and over again because of my limited vocabulary. Um, and so that almost makes me feel like this is a game that's trying to get my money. Which, good or bad, maybe you decide, but that's what it feels like. It feels like a game I downloaded for free on the App Store, and then it's just trying to get money out of me. And so I think, for me personally, about 15 minutes ago is when I would have said, okay, I'm uninstalling this and I'm not playing anymore. Um, Especially if it prompted me to spend money. Like real world money, not the goals. Turtles. Okay. Let's. This thing is adorable and I love it and I don't want to hurt it. So I suppose this is a tamer clicker, so maybe I'm not necessarily killing them, but it's not very clear. I don't know. Um, I love the pixel art. I love the animations. Oh, that's adorable. I know I saw it in the logo, but that's adorable. And I get to murder it because that is my purpose. And that's 0 out of 0. There's nowhere else to go. And I think all I would be doing now is just grinding. So I think I might stop here. Interesting. And I believe I'm allowed to rate it. submitted 9 hours and 40-ish minutes before the deadline. I'm gonna go middle of the road because I've seen plenty of games like this. I really like the graphics, but they weren't astounding. I don't hear any audio, so I don't know that there's any audio. I don't know much for humor. I'll say middle of the road. Oh, they opted out of audio. So why does the interface show me a ranking for audio? That's weird. It was fun. I've played this kind of game before, and I have had fun with this kind of game before. And it was a game jam game, so I wouldn't expect there to be a ton of balancing and structuring. I'm sure given more time, they would look at that difficulty curve and try to smooth it out. Unless they're going for the thing that I was saying, which was the mobile game money grinder. For the theme, I don't really see how it's shelter. Unless shelter maybe means something else in a different language, like the same spelling but a different meaning. I'm gonna give it a 2 just for that because I don't see the theme. Mode, I'll give them even road, and that's rated. There we go. And I see the other another person commented on theirs. All right. That was Tamer Clicker. All right, so I already downloaded this. So, and I'm in Linux. I don't know if that's obvious. And there. Let's see if that worked. And I don't see any sound. I didn't read the description because I didn't want to spoil too much for myself. Do quests. Okay. I'm not sure why I'm able to check these. Okay, I like that. Don't like that. Oh no. Okay. So, am I able to fight back or do I just have to run? Okay, that's not good. And luckily, I think it's actually bullet hell rules, and I'm dead. Okay. Very quickly. Okay. So I have to force quit to close it. I don't like that. Let me see the game page. Is there information on how to play? That's fair. Alright, desaturated bread. We'll try this. So what's weird is it's only the arrow keys. That feels unnatural. I almost expect... Just trying every button on my keyboard to see if they do something. I think it's just a bullet hell, which is totally okay. I like bullet hells. So I think if I just choose collect food, then that'll be my one quest, and then I can leave. Yeah, I have to complete all the quests to go home. Okay. They spawn semi-randomly, and it looks like I only see two. That's the third kind. What do you do? Do you do anything? Are you just there? Are you an ally? Are you supposed to help me? I don't know. I think I might have just lost a friend. So the blue ones are the shotgun, and the tall ones are the kind of firing thing. I do really like the shape design. Maybe that's a weird thing to be noticing right now, but I really like the shapes. Ooh, not doing good. That's gonna be me. Or was that me? Is that me from a previous run? That might be interesting, but I don't know. So I think I'm just running around this arena. Nope, there it is. So let's see. That'll be interesting. Is there a corpse near the thing here? I don't see one, so I think that was just from the level design itself. It would be super cool, but yeah, if the game jam and if you didn't use all your time for the game jam, that makes it even harder to do those fun little special effects. I'm wondering, it seems like there's a little bit of a difficulty with the Y sort. It looks okay on the smaller objects, but on the bigger objects it's a little funky. It looks like it's a circle around the feet, which is what I would expect for a bullet hell. Gives me a little leeway for how to do it. One of the things I don't like is how close they'll spawn to me. That's one of the things I might change. I'm assuming you're doing a random distribution, and what you could do is you could have a minimum radius and a maximum radius, and so then the maximum minus the minimum is the value you change, and you add the minimum regardless in whatever direction it's going. I would actually do distance and direction separately and use some trigonometry to figure out the exact location. And do that relative to the player so that there's always enemies on the player's tail, but they're never spawning right on top of the player. Because like those shotgun guys, they shoot out 3 pellets at once. Also, I'm not sure how these little dudes are doing, because they're just kind of resting and looking kind of forlorn is how I would say. But then there's their dead comrades in the corner, and that's really sad. I don't know if I can play any more of this, just because I'm not good enough to play with it. The other thing I would say, and this isn't like, I saw that I'm talking as if I'm talking to the developer. I should say that because I'm trying to give feedback directly to the developers. It is a bit of a pain that I have to Alt F4 out of the game I'd appreciate it if there was some kind of exit thing. Even what I'll do when I'm testing is I'll make escape force quit instantly. And so that's one of the things that I keep doing is I'm trying to hit escape to quit, because that's what I usually do when I'm making a game. Is it's better than nothing, is what I would say. When your player's playing a game, especially when it's full screen like this, they need a way to close the game when they're done. And not everyone knows about Alt F4. Not everyone, I mean, not everyone's super advanced with computers. Some people might not, they might just install this from the HIO app, and that you don't have to really know anything about how your computer works to do that, and you can just run it, which is beneficial. But then you run into the problem of how do I close this out and all that fun stuff. I do like it. I'm gonna rank it, especially since I don't know if it's gotten any ratings. So to at least have one. I really appreciate that this person rated the other game in the jam. There were only 2 submissions. Yeah, there's 1 rating, which is them on the other one. Well, that should update because I rated the other one too. And they have their source code and their version. And they didn't opt out of anything, so. Innovation. It is interesting. I do like the resource gathering bullet hell combo. That's interesting. Maybe I live under a rock, but I don't think I've seen that kind of thing before. Especially in a style that you can't fight back with. So that's really interesting. I would put that. I'm gonna give that 5. It was also fairly fun. The theme, I think the theme is kind of hit on the head. You have the shelter, and you're trying to gather resources for the shelter, and I love that. The graphics are simple, but they work. I really like the shape design on the enemies. I like how they have very unique profiles. So it's very easy to just barely glance at them and see what they are and what they do. The colors help differentiate them. They have very sharp edges to them, which is that kind of standard. There's a word for it, I'm sure. The enemy design, the sharper edges makes them seem like they're an enemy. And the characters are kind of boxy, so there are those sharper angles on all of them, but the enemies have more. So I'd say the graphics are pretty good. They're not like amazing, but they're really good for not even using all the time you had and all that. There was not much audio, so I'll give it a middle of the road rating, because that's what I did for the last one. I don't really see any humor. Yeah. The way I rank is 3 is neutral, and so I didn't have a negative experience with humor. It was more of a neutral experience. So that'll get 3 stars. The mood, it is kind of weird. It feels a bit desolate, but I think that works for what the game is trying to be. A little bit of sound might help with that kind of atmosphere, but for what it is, I think it does the mood pretty well. We'll save that rating there. That is all of the games for the jam. And how long do the ratings go? There are 5 more days of voting. Okay, so in 5 days, the rankings will be complete, and then we'll see who won. I don't know if it's exactly a high honor because, I mean, there were only 2 submissions. I meant to do a submission myself, but I ended up getting distracted and working on choreographer more than anything, which I do think was a valuable use of my time. I'm really excited about that project. but I did kind of leave this jam behind, and I wanted to at least do this video about it so I can keep my promise there. No one's watching right now as far as I can tell, but thanks for everyone that showed up and said hi. I'm sorry I had technical difficulties and couldn't see messages for half of the stream. I think I know what I'm doing now, and that's better. I know what I'm doing. I know how to do this, and I have some structure. I have the wonderful Clementine with some stream friendly music. It's a 12-hour loop, so I don't think I'll ever run out. And so I'll have some background music for when I'm doing more boring streams. I'm gonna say a lot. Uh, yeah. So I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to do coding streams. Hopefully that goes well. Definitely, I'd love some more advice if I'm doing something wrong or if there's a way I could do it better. I'd love to figure those kinds of things out.